Alright, what's up everybody? Matt Sir here again with Black Clover. Last week was pretty cool. Chapter 226 I should say. Last week was pretty cool. We had Asta, Noelle, Finral, Nero, and Mimosa showing up to the Heart Kingdom in their boat. And so it opens with them showing up in the boat, and all of a sudden there's a person. They're like, how do we get in? And then there's a person behind them. It's like, just keep sailing forward. And they're like, whoa, wow. And it's Gaja or Gaja? I already forgot. I just reread it. Gaja. And he's like, oh, just keep going. And they're like, whoa, where'd he come from? But Mimosa knows him from her last time in the Heart Kingdom. And he remembers her as well. So they have a little moment. He's like, everyone liked you that got to meet you. And he gives everyone some of this orange juice that apparently when you funnel mana through it, it gets sweeter. So that was cool. Crimson orange juice. And Asta had to beg Noelle to sweeten his up for him. And then they're talking to Gaja a little bit. And he was talking about Mimosa, and he was saying how he was explaining the history of the kingdom a little bit. And somehow I missed this last time. I don't know if I was reading a bad translation or just wasn't paying attention or what. But he explained that the Heart Kingdom's 1,200 years old, and I somehow missed the whole thing about the water spirit and the princess thing, because I saw 1,200 years old, but I thought somehow it was the same person. But he explains that each generation of new princess makes a deal with the water spirit to protect the country, and all the water and the mist is the mana zone of the princess. So that's wild. That's power. Wide range mana zone like that, constant. Wow. And then he's saying it's worked like this for so long, but you never know what the future may hold. So, and then with that, all of a sudden Asta is wrapped up in basically Sea Dragon's cradle, but not Noelle's, and just taken away into the sky. And immediately Noelle and Finral are like, oh, what the hell, let's go. And Finral's like, you guys jump, I'll take care of it. And Noelle's like, Mimosa, let's go, trust him. And so they just jump, and then Finral uses his wing, the thing he fought Langris with, the wing beat teleporting, to teleport them even further ahead, but because he's never been here. So he can essentially teleport them within his sight line. So that's pretty cool. And then he teleports himself. And then all of a sudden, Gaja's right behind him. He's like, whoa, he didn't teleport. What the hell? Oh, and Gaja, this is interesting. I also missed this somehow last week. When Finral does that, Gaja's kind of impressed. He goes, that's third level. That's third level. And not exactly sure what that means, but like maybe these guys have a way of grading the levels of magic. That could be a new kind of power scaling thing being introduced. But so then he shows up behind Finral. Finral's like, whoa. And then Noelle turns around and goes into Valkyrie dress. And she's like, I'm a royal. If you think you can mess with my friends, guess again. And then Gaja's like, ooh, this is first level magic. And then he says to her, I better take you seriously. And we get him open his book, and all these characters come out. We don't know what they're made of or what it's going to do, but interesting. He says he's going to take her serious. And then we cut to Asta being flung in the bubble to a giant crater, and just being dropped in the crater, and landing, and then standing up, and there's a silhouette, and there's a female water armor. It looks like a water doll that's in a armored female kind of look, and says, I've been waiting for you. Sorry for the rough invitation or greeting, but this is something I have to do for my country, essentially. So it's like, whoa, what's going on here? So we just got to the Heart Kingdom, and we're already in the action. Sorry, I felt like that chapter had a lot that I missed in that last week, so I wanted to spend some time on that. But here we go. Chapter 226. Let's get into it. I'm pumped. We start with Gaja. Suddenly, a battle begins. We got a shot behind him with all those characters swirling around him. Almost looks like the Zelda trailer. Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. And he's floating without magic, apparently. And then we got Noelle, Mimosa, and Finral, who are also in the air. We got Gaja doing something like this, and the characters are surrounding his arm. Noelle says, so, his magic's his magic's lightning element, but what are those rune-looking things? Oh, so that must be lightning fluttering around him, and then, boom, lightning magic, Tengioria, and he just fires a lightning bolt out of his palm. Right at Noelle. She goes, "That's fast, but I can dodge it with Valkyrie dress," and she just droop, as expected of tier 1 magic, but what do we got? And then we got a shot of Noelle. The thing curved, almost like Luffy's arm, to come back and get her. And then we got, sorry if you're not in a One Piece. Then we got, what did the Spirit Guard's assault do to Noelle and company? And then the Spirit Guardian's magic. I have commanded my magic to chase you until it meets its mark. Rough. It's about to hit Noelle and boom, portal. We got Mimosa from Finral, obviously, to change it. Mimosa says, "Is this a special runemanship technique unique to the Heart Kingdom? So it's runes." Yeah, but they were like made of magic. Interesting. More runes, so more Norse lore. We got the teleporting. Looks like he tried to fire it back at him. Gaja even looks a little surprised. I'm glad I got that right, Sir Gaja. I don't know why I was spacing on his name so bad. And then we got Mimosa with her big sunflower and Finral on top. She's saying, "Sir Gaja, please give Asta back to us. We will have no choice but to do battle should you refuse." And, wow, this is a weird one to read because the way the panels are designed. So then he says Gaja thinks offensive magic. Despite having tier 3 magic, Miss Mimosa has managed to improve this much. So she's got tier 3. Interesting. As I recall, the spatial magic user can conjure his portals in areas he has vision of. Then, let me show you the difference of our levels. And he puts his hand up, more runes swirl up around him, all the way up into the air, and they form a rune circle in the air. And Mimosa looks up, says, "He sent the runes into the sky." And then we got a cool shot of like almost something that Zora would draw in the sky. And Noelle's shook, and she goes, "This magic, this is bad." It's a giant black cloud with that rune in the middle, and a cool shot of Gaja with his arm up. Humans cannot hope to match the vast amounts of mana found in nature. Okay, and now we're cutting to the water armor thing. Oh, there's more of them. 3 more are forming behind the one we saw. So it's a manipulated thing. Oh, there's tons of them. And Asta's already got his arm on his sword. He's ready. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these things. Asta, boom, goes into Black Awesome form, and he just rips through them all. He's in Black Tornado, but he's moving through them, taking them all out. He. A bunch of laughs seemingly from all over the place. The negation of magic. Oh, all of a sudden he's just surrounded by water. That is the power of your demon, isn't it? What the? Oh, and then we got the water spirit coming up out of the ground. Huge, and Asta's just being in crashing waves, which is interesting because he's supposed to... Maximus. He's supposed to negate magic, so it's weird that it's even able to touch him like that, I guess. As unpleasant as it may be, it seems you are quite adept at wielding it. Close-up of the water spirit. And you could see a silhouette at the bottom of the spirit, too. Greetings, devil-possessed of the Clover Kingdom. I am Undine, or Undine. 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 At least in this translation. Pact bearer of the Queen of the Heart Kingdom and one of the 4 great spirits. So the spirit's name is Undine. Strong as you are, you cannot hope to fight against me. And Asta's thinking, my sword's being dragged around by her magic. Yeah, so she can control where the sword goes, because it just follows strong magic. Interesting. And she says, and you have not an ounce of magic within you. How strange. Asta's just being swirled around the room. A person without magic is, at best, tier 9. So that must be the lowest. Or she says at best, so I don't know. Tier 9? What the heck does that mean? Ah, right. As I recall, your country does not use the magic tier system. Here we go, some kind of power scaling thing. Here, magic is ranked by ability and prowess. The lowest tier is 9, then 8, then 7, and so on. And all of a sudden, Oz is underwater, and his sword has, like, these chains around it? I can't move. I'm running out of air. How? Any magic that touches that should be... And she says the highest tier is tier 0. Oh, not tier 1. Interesting. But as she says that, it's got a picture of Gaja. True lightning magic. Ilial Astrauza. And we just get a huge lightning bolt. The clouds dissipate. There's a crater on the ground with Gaja just floating above it. I cannot sense any mana from the immediate area. Escaping from the attack with spatial magic was a wise move, but where did they run off to? Boom, a portal appears right behind Gaja's head. He looks a little surprised. Then we cut back to Asta Nero diving into the water. She says, "It's a shame," as she turns into a human. Our magic can't be judged through ability alone. Sealing magic, inverse release, undoes the chains that were holding Asta down, which still confuses me. That's going to have to be explained. But I like that. Our magic can't be judged through ability alone. She's talking down to the spirit. And then all of a sudden the spirit goes, "This magic." And then we cut back to Gaja. A lot of cuts here. They managed to conjure a portal from that far away. And he looks, we're like zooming way back through these trees. And we got a shot of Mimosa. Plant creation magic, magic flower guidepost. And she's doing her little map thing. Transmitting location data. Spatial magic, fallen angel gate. What's that? And then Noelle says, "Sorry, but water creation magic, sea dragon's roar." Oh, that's the gate. Does he normally name it? I feel like this is the first time I've seen him make it. Interesting. Sea dragon's roar. She fires the thing through the portal, seemingly hitting Gaja. "You can keep showing off, but we won't back down." And then we cut back to Asta again. Wow. "I need to conserve my anti-magic so I won't get dragged down." He's still in the water. There's no mistaking it. There's a person over there, seemingly in a wall of water. And that means there should be air in there. And then Undine goes, "Ah!" And Asta cuts through whatever that wall is. "Excuse me, coming through." Bam! Shot of his face. And you see the back of the silhouette, whoever it is. And that must be why Undine was like, "Oh," because she was getting cut there. End of the chapter. Wow. Just action the whole time. A little bit of explanation. We get a little more introduction to the magic tier system, which is interesting. I'm wondering where Asta will end up eventually, because he's clearly, I mean, I guess magic-wise, he is a 9. But prowess-wise, ability-wise, and that was a cool moment with Nero, as she turns back into her human form and undoes the chains. She's going to be a really good... Nero's a boss, dude. But wow, really cool chapter. I'm excited to see who this is behind the water wall and what they want. They seem hostile, but not that hostile at the same time. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is some kind of like, they're going to be friends after kind of thing. Or at least work together in some sense. It was cool to see the spirit impressed by Asta, saying, "Oh, you know how to wield this pretty well." Sky runes, so we got more introduction into Norse lore, and it said true lightning, so he's like actually controlling lightning. It's not mana created lightning, seemingly. So that's, and he's also implied to be tier 0. So a lot of cool stuff going on here. And Asta, more development of him being able to control his anti-magic. He says, like, "I can't use this all here. I don't know what I'm in for, so I gotta conserve this and use it." So, and back to Nero, because I just scrolled past this again. With other people not knowing, she's gonna be a very sneaky character. Like, if the spirit had known she was a person the whole time, I wonder if she would have stopped her from being able to get down there. it's interesting. That was Scooter. Those are both my cats. But yeah, wow, good chapter. Love that. I didn't know it was gonna go off like this. I mean, I knew all of a sudden Asta was in front of the queen, but I thought it was gonna get diffused pretty quick, if I'm being honest. I didn't think we'd get into full action. That was cool, man. I'm excited to see what happens next week. It didn't say anything about a break. Black Clover is rarely on break. It's been so consistent, so yeah. Well, and then until next week, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did.